The 2018 draft gets a lot of praise for being actually one of the best drafts of the 21st century, but honestly, the 2017 draft is right up there in my opinion, because the 2017 draft has a lot of top-end talent and a lot of good depth as well, and for today's video, we're obviously going to be redrafting the 2017 NBA draft. Throughout the summer and the offseason, we're going to be redrafting every draft up into 2003, and like always, if you guys do enjoy these, I'd appreciate it if you drop a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments what picks you would change or not. Also, for this draft as well, I'm going to keep Philadelphia at number 1. Obviously, they made a trade with Boston to go up 2 spots. I think it'll just be a little bit more fun imagining the number 1 guy not on the Celtics and on Philadelphia instead because, yeah, he was drafted by the Celtics. So that's going to kick things off with the number 1 overall pick. I think it's a unanimous number 1 overall selection, and it's Jason Tatum, who originally went 3rd to the Boston Celtics. They traded down to get him, but here he's going to go number 1 to Philadelphia, who trades up to get him. Jason Tatum definitely has the best accolades out of anybody in this draft class. He's 26 years old. He's already a 5-time All-Star, a 4-time All-NBA member, including All-NBA First Team here in 2024. He was an All-Star MVP back in 2023. He was an Eastern Conference Finals MVP in the 2022 season and was an NBA champion here in 2024. He's been to 2 NBA Finals and 4 Eastern Conference Finals already. He's averaged 23 points, 7 rebounds, and 3.5 assists in his career on good efficiency. He's on Team USA this summer. He's the clear 1.1 in a redraft, in my opinion. And we get Tatum and Embiid for years to come in Philadelphia. At number 2, the LA Lakers had originally took Lonzo Ball. Not gonna happen here. They're gonna get Donovan Mitchell, who went 13 to Denver, but was then traded to Utah on draft night. For a couple years, there was some real debate for Donovan Mitchell to go number 1 overall in a 2017 redraft, but in my opinion, it's firmly Tatum 1, Donovan Mitchell number 2. Mitchell is a 5-time NBA All-Star, a 1-time All-NBA member, and he finished runner-up in Rookie of the Year voting from this draft class because Ben Simmons ended up winning it, even though he was drafted in 2016. Ever since getting traded to Cleveland in the 2022 offseason, Mitchell, in my opinion, has elevated his style of play, averaging 28 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds a night, over a steal a night as well, on really good efficiency, and has cemented himself as a top 15 player in the NBA. But who knows though, maybe Donovan Mitchell was going to be a New Orleans Pelicans eventually if they were to trade him in an Anthony Davis deal. Now you could have like 3 different guys here with the number 3 overall pick. I'm going to go with Bam Adebayo, who originally went 14 to the Miami Heat, here to Boston at 3. I think there's real debate between Bam and De'Aaron Fox here at 3. I just think getting somebody of Bam's defensive caliber at 3 is a little bit more valuable and harder to find than somebody like De'Aaron Fox. Bam is coming off a season where he averaged 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists, shot 52% from the field, 36% from 3, and 76% from the line. He's a 3-time NBA All-Star, a 5-time All-Defensive Team member, and over the last 5 years, he's finished top 5 in Defensive Player of the Year voting. It seems inevitable, right, that he's going to get at least 1 in his career, and he has phenomenal ball handling and playmaking ability for somebody of his size at the 5 spot, and that's what I think makes him a little bit more valuable than De'Aaron Fox, and is going to go 3 here to Boston, and we'd see a nice 2-man game between him and Jaylen Brown. So that leads De'Aaron Fox here, number 4 to the Phoenix Suns, what they should have did on draft night, but instead they took Josh Jackson. Fox had a rocky rookie season, but has been really good over the last 6 years, where he's averaged 23 points, 6.5 assists, and 4 rebounds a night, also a steal and a half as well, and a shot 48% from the field, 34% from 3, and has been a top 10 point guard in the league, and we get to see him in the same backcourt with Devin Booker, and it's pretty cool since they both went to Kentucky. I think you could have 4 different guys here that can go number 5 to Sacramento. They originally got De'Aaron Fox, not getting him here. They're going to get Lauri Markkanen, who went 7 to Chicago, and if we did this redraft 2 years ago, I don't even think he would crack the top 10, but after Markkanen's last 2 years in Utah, where he's averaged 24 points, 8.5 rebounds, and a shot 49% from the field, 40% from 3, and 89% from the line, and being an All-Star and the most improved player in the 2023 season, is going to earn him a spot number 5 here to Sacramento, where they could treat him as a number 1 option in the post-DeMarcus Cousins era. Orlando originally went with a defensive-minded prospect out of Florida State in Jonathan Isaac at 6, but instead here they're going to get a different defensive-minded prospect, but out of Indiana, in OG Anunoby. Anunoby went 23rd to the Toronto Raptors on draft night, and the reason why he went this low is because of injury concerns. If he didn't have those, he was going to go in the top 10. Even though he didn't play in the playoffs in 2019, he is an NBA champion with the Toronto Raptors. He was the 2023 Steals champion and a 2023 All-Defensive Team member. And since the 2021 season between the Raptors and the Knicks, OG has averaged 16 points, 5 rebounds, a steal and a half a night, and a shot 47% from the field and 38% from 3, not even being really a top 2 scoring option on any of the teams he's played on. And Orlando gets a stud here at 6, in my opinion. Chicago is going to go Jarrett Allen here at 7. He originally went later in the first round to Brooklyn at 22. They ended up taking Wendell Carter Jr. a year later out of Duke in the 2018 draft, but they don't have to do that. They're going to get their center of the future here at 7. Allen's coming off a season where he averaged 16.5 points, 10.5 rebounds, and shot 63% from the field for the Cavs. He finished top 10 in Defensive Player of the Year voting, and in my opinion is one of the more underrated centers in all of basketball. So this is the pick they got in the Jimmy Butler trade, so now they have Jarrett Allen and Zach LaVine to build around. You guys got to let me know if this is too low low for this player, but at 8 instead of Dennis Smith Jr., Dallas is getting Derek White out of Colorado, who originally was the 29th overall pick in this draft, to the Spurs. White had a solid but not spectacular career in San Antonio in his first 4.5 years in the NBA, where he averaged 11.5 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. He was a defensive-minded guy in San Antonio and carried that over to Boston over the last 2.5 seasons. He's elevated his game up to 13.5 points, 4.5 assists, 4 rebounds a night, and has shot 46% from the field, 38% from 3, 88% from the line. Has also averaged over a steal and block for the Celtics in the 2024 season, was so vital to their 2024 championship squad. And who knows, maybe Derek White would have helped the Mavericks win one too many games in the 2018 season and they would have missed out on Luka Doncic. The Knicks originally took Frank Ntilikina here with the 9th overall pick. They're not going to be doing that. They're going to get Kyle Kuzma out of Utah, who was the 27th overall pick in this draft. So a lot of guys that win in the 20s are going to elevate themselves here into the top 10. We've already talked about OG Anunoby, Jared Allen, Derek White. This is going to be 4 in a row with Kuzma, who has been just a straight bucket since he entered the league. In his 7 years in the NBA, he's averaged 17 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 3 assists a night on solid efficiency, 45% from the field, 34 from 3, and 74 from the line. And he's coming off of his best season ever statistically with the Washington Wizards, where he averaged 22 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 4 assists a night. And yeah, it's going to be a lot better of a pick for Phil Jackson and the Knicks here at 9. Portland desperately needed a big man, so they traded up here to number 10 to take Zach Collins to build around CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard. But here at 10, they're going to get a different Collins. They're going to be getting John Collins, who originally went 19th to the Atlanta Hawks. He's going to jump up 9 spots here to be a nice stretch 4 for Portland, can play in the front court with Yusuf Nurkic, who is still fully healthy at this time. And Collins has been a productive offensive player since he's entered the league. 16 points, 8 rebounds, and a shot 55% from the field, 36% from 3. And in my opinion, would clearly be the best power forward that Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum have played with since the LaMarcus Aldridge era. At number 11, Charlotte originally went with Malik Monk. Well, they're taking him again here at number 11. Monk's career in Charlotte really wasn't the greatest. Over 4 seasons, he averaged 9 points and was really inefficient at times, 40% from the field, 33% from 3, and just wasn't a good defensive player at all. And then he had a really productive year with the Lakers in 2022, and then signed with the Sacramento Kings in the 2022 offseason, where he has back-to-back top 5 6-man of the year finishes and has averaged 14.5 points, 4.5 assists on good efficiency. And hopefully Charlotte can do a little bit different with him this time around in the backcourt with Kemba Walker. Another player that went late in the first round is going to jump up here into this redraft. At number 12, Detroit originally took Luke Kennard. They're going to get a different wing in Josh Hart, who was the last pick of the first round by the Lakers. Hart has just been one of the best role players in this league since he's been drafted. And since getting traded to the Pelicans in the 2019 season for the Pels, the Blazers, and the Knicks, he's averaged 11 points, 7.5 rebounds, 3 assists a night, a steal as well, has shot 48% from the field, 35 from 3, and 76 from the line, and he's just a straight Iron Man out there. He's going to run up and down the floor. He's going to give you 110% for 48 minutes a night. Perfect glue guy to get here at 12 for Detroit. We're going to have back-to-back second-round picks jumping up here into the lottery coming up. First one is going to be Dillon Brooks to the Utah Jazz here at 13, who's still making a trade with the Denver Nuggets. Dillon Brooks originally went 45th overall to the Houston Rockets, but was then traded to the Memphis Grizzlies on draft night. And Brooks has had a productive career, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists a night, has shot 80% from the line and 35% from 3, and at times has been one of the better perimeter defenders in the NBA and was on an all-defensive second team in the 2023 season. So Utah is not getting Donovan Mitchell here, but they're still getting a solid 3-and-D wing. Obviously, Bam Adebayo was never making it to 14 here for Miami in a redraft, but they're still going to get a solid big man in Isaiah Hartenstein, who also went to the Houston Rockets in the second round at pick 43. Hartenstein bounced around on a couple teams to start off his career. He spent the 2019 and 20 seasons in Houston. He was on Denver and Cleveland in 2021, and then had a really nice season with the Clippers in 2022, earned him a nice contract from the Knicks in the 2022 offseason, and he's coming off the best year of his career in 2024 with the Knicks, where he averaged 8 points, 8 rebounds, and shot 65% from the field, and was so vital to the Knicks during their playoff run this year, and just got a massive payday by the Oklahoma City Thunder, and is now going to be the Heat's starting center after this 2017 redraft. At 15, Sacramento traded down 5 spots with Portland going up to 10, Sacramento going to 15. They're going to be getting Jonathan Isaac out of Florida State here, who when healthy is one of the best defensive wings in all of basketball. Now they're getting a stud offensive wing in Lauri Markkanen here at 5, and a stud defensive wing in Jonathan Isaac at 15 in this redraft. It's really tough to rank him, but I'm going to have Lonzo Ball go 16 here to the Chicago Bulls. Like Josh Hart, ever since getting traded to the Pelicans in the 2019 offseason, Lonzo Ball was a fantastic player. Over those 3 years, he averaged 13 points, 6 assists, and 5.5 rebounds a night, a steal and a half a night as well, and fixed his jumper where he shot 37% from 3 on 7 attempts a night. But unfortunately, injuries have plagued his career. He missed half of the 2022 season, all of 2023 and 2024, but but hopefully he could bounce back here in 2025. We're gonna have the number 1 overall pick, Markelle Fultz, go 17 here to the Milwaukee Bucks. Like Lonzo, Fultz's career has been plagued by injuries, which is crazy too, because he was clearly the number 1 overall pick in the 2017 pre-draft process. He was really a stud at Washington. And the last pick here that I think is a relevant redraft player, and that's gonna be Luke Kennard going 18 to the Indiana Pacers instead of TJ Leaf. Kennard's had an up and down career so far in the NBA, but has been a consistent 3-point shooter and has shot 44% from downtown in his career so far on over 1,800 attempts. He's gonna go here to Indiana to be a nice floor spacer for them. So that's gonna finish out my 2017 redraft. Let me know if you guys did enjoy by dropping a thumbs up. Let me know what you would change or agree with in the comments below. I'll catch you guys in the 2016 redraft. Peace.